We're live. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending when and where you're watching this from. It's our weekly review of what's going on in the wonderful world of accounts payable. And you'll see on the screen today, we have a special guest, the one and only Gemma Durham's joining us. So, Kat, introduce yourself before I ask our guest to introduce herself.
Morning, everyone. Happy Friday. It's Kat Moy, the Head of Education for the Accounts Payable Association.
Thank you, Kat. And Gemma, please introduce yourself to our wonderful audience.
For those that don't know me, I'm Gemma Durham, Customer Success Director at SideTrade, poacher turned gamekeeper, spent a lot of time with the APA. So yeah, that's me.
Thank you, Gemma, and thank you for joining us this early morning. It's in the UK. If you're watching this from around the world later on in the afternoon, it's a miserable weather. We've got Kat in the north of the country of the UK. It's snowing, I believe. Gemma, where we are in the Midlands area, it's wet, but it's wet and miserable, which is, let's be honest, that sums up the UK's weather, wet and miserable. Well, that's a great start to the show. We've got lots of people joining. I'll share some of the comments. So today, I wanted to chat a little bit what's been going on, and we've got Gemma on because we were with Gemma last week at the Credit Awards, and we'll chat through that as well. And this week, I should have a drum roll really, we launched our brand new website. So I wanted to quickly put that up on the screen and go through a bit of a demo there and show everybody about the brand new website. We're all super proud of it. And then lastly, as sort of the back end of today's show, I wanted to talk about this very exciting new membership that we've got, which is coming out shortly. And I keep saying shortly, we've got a date now. It's at the end of the month that it's going to be launched. And that's the Accounts Payable Professional Membership, which is very much focused on individuals and professionals within our profession. So without further ado, Credit Awards. I mean, firstly, who knew they had a Credit Awards? But no, I jest. 15 years, I think the Credit Awards have been going. And I was invited along as a guest from the OTC Labs. So thank you for the invite. It was exceptional. It was, 500 people, slightly larger than ours, Kat. I was shocked there was that many people in credit. But you know what? I had such a great evening. It was really a great show. It was really how you put an awards ceremony on. I can see Brad's in the chat, actually. Brad Burton was there as well. And do you know what? It was just great. The whole thing. It was all about celebrating people, celebrating the industry. There was 21 awards, Kat. That's what shocked me as well. So by the time we got to the awards, we'd all had a few glasses of champagne, no doubt. But what was the overriding factor for me was how many people in that room were celebrating each of the successes, teams, individuals. It was wonderful. Sue Chappell did an amazing job. She did a keynote at the start, which she just blew the audience away. And it's nerve-wracking, right? Standing up in front of 500 people, whether they've had a glass of champagne or not. But honestly, she did an amazing job. And we understood a little bit more around the credit industry. And that's the reason why Gemma, gamer turned poacher. Gemma's on the call, not only because she came to the payables world, she's exited the payables world back onto the credit side. But yeah, I mean, Gemma, you've seen both sides. You've seen the AP conference and the credit conference. Slightly different, but similar in what they're trying to achieve.
Two sides of the same coin. Absolutely. And I think there's so many synergies that we need to learn from both sides. I've said many times I learned much more about credit in the AP world, and all the challenges that the credit teams face every day, all the challenges we faced on the opposite side of it. So absolutely, there's a lot to learn from both sides of it.
And I think the thing is, I mean, again, what was wonderful, and we obviously at our conference back end of last year in October, it was our first gala dinner. We've done lots of awards previously, 6-7 years going for awards, and it was our first dabble, if you like, at gala dinner. We had 350 people, which absolutely, it was phenomenal. It blew our minds how many people turned up, but it was just an evening of celebration. But it was lovely to go and share that sort of same evening with the credit folk.
Like a reunion.
It was like a reunion, absolutely. There was so many of the AP world. So the wonderful Gemma was there, and Stuart Griffiths was there, and Nesh. There was a whole bunch of people that actually span across both areas. And for me, sitting there, firstly, I didn't have to get up on stage and say anything, which was great. Sue did an amazing job in, sort of getting everybody together and getting reared up, and ready to go. I think Brad Mayer had a hand in that, because a lot of what Sue was doing was really, really expressing the sort of the industry at heart. And I think she did, such a great job. But, what was interesting to me was that when people were going up to get their awards, how everybody celebrated it. Very similar to the AP Association when we did our awards. Whether they won or they didn't, everybody celebrated. But I would say, the one thing I would say, Gemma, is that the credit folk know how to party. They had a Tina Turner tribute right in the middle of the awards. They had a girl band. Do you know what? It was phenomenal. And they had a girl band who did a DJ set and a saxophone set and a singer, and that was all mixed into a professional awards. Phenomenal. I really wanted to give a shout out to Sue and the team at the CICM. I think you did an amazing job, and we were proud, one, to be there and represent our industry at your awards, but absolutely we'll reciprocate that, and hopefully Sue and her team can join our awards later this year, October the 15th. Let's get that plug in. Let's get the credit folk come and join us, which I think is phenomenal. So
what I'm also hearing though, if you want volunteers to play a saxophone, sing Tina Turner,
there's
Kat,
yeah, come on. Who wants to? Yeah, there's plenty of people in the chat. I'm not sure whether anybody wants to get up on stage and be a DJ. Actually, the wonderful Max Kent, who's joined us to run our Q program, he's a DJ. I think from the industry, yeah, we can just grab people and put them on stage. But it was a great awards. And yesterday, it sounds like I've been doing credit stuff this week and last week. So I went to a credit conference yesterday, and again, just to get a flavour of what goes on in the world of credit. And I'll be again honest. The overlap between the two industries is amazing. The challenges that credit folk face and the payables are exactly the same, if I'm brutally honest. People, process, and tech, they're the three key areas. I had the pleasure of listening to Dr. What was his name, Gemma?
Dr. Ali.
Dr. Ali. Dr. Ali talked about all AI, things AI, and I think it's probably worthwhile we get somebody like Dr. Ali on one of our forums or one of our events, because AI is progressing and coming along. He did a really good job. But what was interesting for me was it was hosted by an organization called Atradius, who are effectively a credit insurer, bigger credit insurer. But what they do in their process is they manage credit risk. So they're looking at, insuring debt and whatever. But there's lots of things they can learn from our industry, the payables industry, because part of what they do is to understand why debt occurs, what the payment process looks like. So again, it'd be lovely to get the team at Atradius to come and do something for us, come and give us the challenges of what they do when they're insuring and even collecting. And Gemma's not probably sitting there.
I was going to say, come on, let's make it fair playing field here. The technology is evolving. It's a huge space, and obviously I'm in that. So small plug for what I do as well at SideTrade. Go look.
But Gemma, look, no, in fairness, let's talk about SideTrade. Again, when we're at the Credit Awards, I met with your team and yourself. And we have partners in our world, as you know. We have partners that do a lot with us. In the credit world, there are other technology providers. But tell us something about SideTrade. Come on, this is your platform. Tell me all about SideTrade.
So SideTrade have been going for around 20 years. Originally founded in France. We are a global software company specializing in everything order to cash, augmented invoicing, credit risk, collections, digital invoicing. It's really fantastic. Evolving product, the AI technology, looking at payment trends, being able to predict, when your accounts payable team that you're talking to are lying to you, because we have all of the AI technology that can absolutely call them out. So phenomenal product. Go take a look.
The AP team lying. What's going on here, Kat? Come on, stand up
for
the AP one. You can tell she's done to the other side.
That's the truth, isn't it? Not many AP teams will sit there and say, I don't want to pay. It's a missing goods receipt. It's the invoice hasn't been received. And we're able to kind of play that back to the customer that's trying to get paid and all of that. And that's where it's so critical that people don't run away from technology, and I think, we were chatting about it just before the call, weren't we, that everybody is so fearful that the robots are coming, they're going to take our jobs, but it's not. It's a complementary process and a product to what enhances whether you're AP or AR.
Totally agree. Totally agree. Well, look, thank you for joining us this morning, Gemma. Kat, we've got to go and talk about a website now. So we had this little thing called a launch this week, which has been amazing. You know, it's been a long time coming. The team in the APA have been working behind the scenes for many, many months, probably years. And we were really proud this week. We officially launched the new website. So if it's okay with you, ladies, I'm going to share my screen and we'll go through some of the elements. And if that's, once we get to them, I'll ask each of you to give me your view. So let me just press a button. This is when hopefully it works. There we go. Okay. So please let me know if you can see that. Ladies, can you see that? There you go.
Yeah, we should have had a drum roll.
One of those. Yeah. Okay. So,
Saxophone.
right. Saxophone. Yeah, that's it. Come on. There we go. Right. So brand new website. For anybody that doesn't know the website address, it's ap-association.com. Don't even get me started on why we've got a hyphen in the middle of our domain, but long story. But anyway, so ap-association.com. Main websites, cleaner, fresher. The key elements I wanted to go over today, not really go everything through the website itself, although everything within the website is all around our members. So videos, photos are all from our members and our community at large. The key areas I wanted to cover today was, the three things that we do really, really well, which is education, the networking, the community, and then we can talk a little bit about the products. So we'll talk a little bit about membership, that's okay. But on the core site, you've got lots of things that we can do. And as you can see here, you can become a member. Hopefully everybody wants to become a member, and we'll talk about the new membership level in a while. The education, which Kat is head of and heads up that area. Best practice, which is our quality program. We can quickly plug that in a second. We have a new resource library, which is available to non-members, actually. So what we're trying to do there with the new the resource area is to give you a flavour what's in the membership area. We've got our events page, which I really want to show in a second. And then sort of the update courses and all the sort of live events we do as well, which we'll go through in a second. So let's start with membership. So, and this is one of the reasons I brought Gemma on today. This is going to embarrass her. Gemma's been a member of ours in a previous role. And as you come onto the membership site, you'll see all the things that you get. As corporate or enterprise members of the association, you get a thing called the Hub. That's the community platform. That's where you get into, you look at, you can chat to your peers-to-peer networking. There's lots of resources in there. You can go and meet people like Gemma, people who are in our influencer community. There's hundreds upon hundreds of people in there that you can network with. The core thing for me, though, is the community elements. It's the ability to chat to other people with the same challenges that you have. And I think, ladies, if you both sort of agree with me on this one, I think that's just that alone is worth a membership cost. Being able to express the challenges you've got in a community and then get that support. And Gemma, I'll start with you because as a non-member of ours, but a previous member, was there some value to that, joining the community and getting some support?
Oh, hugely. Like I said, originally came from the dark side into a world that I knew nothing about, and I wouldn't be, forgive me, as educated as I am without you guys and that support of everybody in that community. I could reach out to people that are in my sector. I could reach out and go, I need some help on prompt payment reporting. I don't know what I'm doing here, or oh my God, GRNI. All of the kind of subjects that there's no script. There's nothing to say. Here is your manual to accounts payable as such. To have that ready-made, and I said it then, and I'll say it now. That ready-made community that was not. There's no confrontation, there's no competitiveness. Obviously, we all want to, win the awards and everything like that, but we all sit cheering each other on. And, somebody pops a chat in and they're like, how do I do this? And it's like, and everyone just responds. And to have that, it's like a chat bot automatically there for you, isn't it? Sometimes in the WhatsApp group, but huge community.
Love it. And and again, it sounds like I'm forever on these lives and I'm banging on about how important the community is, but it really is. We started the association way back when, and it started as a community. It's always been a community, and it's always been for the members, by the members type of approach, and it works. And when I was at the Credit Awards, it clearly is similar, where you've got a credit community who want to support one another. Clearly, they're a chartered institute, and we'll talk a little bit about that in a second, about setting a professional standard, and that's what we've done last year, and we'll continue to this year. But community is really important, and as you go through the website, you'll see lots of stuff. So obviously, when you become a member of ours, if you're a corporate and enterprise member, there's online or on-demand training, which Kat heads up. Kat, give us a flavour of what they get in the training area when they become as a member.
Yeah, so in the training area, we've got access to AP modules that I'll be continuing to develop. There's some in there already, but we'll be continuing to add to that based on coming from the House of Lords topics. We've got lots of content there for me to plough away at. You can also register and sign up for our fast tracks for technician and manager, and I believe team leader is there as well. So you can either do those virtually, or we can look at fast tracks where myself or Jamie can come out somewhere for 2 days and go through them in person. In terms of other stuff, we have our influencer community and our community chat, and yeah, we've got more stuff coming. I think Jamie and I have some very mad scientist ideas of more educational sort of workshops and things we could do in the future, so watch this space.
And again, let's be honest, Kat, what we do is, I mean, you head up education and you have a big resource team behind you in the sort of the AP world and the AP Association. But let's be honest, we use our influence community a lot. We know the wonderful Gemma's jumped on a masterclass with you recently, and we've had individuals who support in the background. So they're like the unsung heroes, but actually what we do is we go out to the experts, the people on the front line. Actually, with all the challenges you face in the payables world, why would we go and try and make this stuff up? We go and talk to the people who are members of ours, the challenges they face. So more and more their resources and their ability and their expertise will come into this platform. So in the chat, in the online training, we've got a help desk area, which again, the help desk, when you become a member of the association, it's an area where you can ask. We call it Ask the Experts, a help desk or Ask the Experts area. And you can literally ask us anything within reason. And it's a resource that people do use. If you do like the masterclass you ladies did on sort of prompt payments and the whole challenge around the payment codes, that's a help desk query. We get it all the time. What's the format? So help desk is a really great resource, and we have a team that will support you in terms of thousands upon thousands of members that we sort of go out to if we struggle with some of the resource or the questions. So again, a great benefit. The three other bits I wanted to talk about before we jump on some of the other areas, we do these things called the accounts payable updates. And what they are effectively is it's the industry standard. It's setting the professional standard. It's anything within our industry that you need to know about. So it's legislation, best practice, but really importantly, the ability to go network with your peer-to-peers. We do 3/4 of those. We're 3 at the moment. They're regional. They're a sort of face-to-face course. You come along in Birmingham, Manchester and London. There you go, got it right. So I'm useless at this sort of stuff. And it's set on a sort of a monthly or quarterly basis. But again, anybody that wants to keep up to date with the wonderful world of payables, it's a great course. If you're a member of ours, corporate and enterprise, you get a ticket to one of those events as well. And depending on which level, you might get an extra ticket or 2. But again, the update courses are the be all and end all. If you need to know what's going on in the payable space to keep up to date with anything to do with legislation, updates the one for you. The APA Forum, we do that part of AP Week. This year, it's a leadership and influencer forum event being held on the 15th of May. I can announce all these dates now because it's all been agreed. We're holding it in central Birmingham this year, and we're changing things up this year. It's in an auditorium, so it's a leadership forum. But we're also, very importantly this year, we're going to announce our brand new APA key influencers on that date and that event. So it's an awards and celebration of the most key influencers in our industry and our profession at large, which doesn't just span the UK and Ireland, it's globally. And we will absolutely be making that celebration. And as a member of ours, you also then get a ticket to that event. And let's be honest, we can't not talk about the conference and gala dinner. As members of ours also, corporate or enterprise members, I should say, you also get a ticket or 2 to the conference and gala dinner. And that's worth its weight in gold. The membership alone is just worth coming to one of those events, I promise you. So let's quickly chat about the rest of the website. So we've got an education area, which Kat will be continuing to keep up to date with. So here, we've changed the format here to make it easier for people. So you can now start to look at where you are in your career. So are you at the start? You're starting your career and you're sort of trying to get an understanding of what accounts payable is all about. You're moving career, you're moving into the wonderful world and starting a career, in the payable space. Or are you then sort of more of a technician standard or a level? Have you been in there a year or two? You're trying to progress. You're trying to get those coveted letters after your name. You want a qualification. What this step-by-step process does, it gives you further information of the levels that we offer. Then there's the team leader, and he explains how to get a team leader qualification or course or a certification with ourselves. And then, very importantly, both Kat and Gemma have previously done the manager's course with ourselves. And that's kept up to date. So it's not a one-off qualification. Any further information that we have and that qualification grows as Kat sort of develops those programs will then be shared with our program. So that step-by-step guide, as you click through this, will give you an idea of where you are and how we can then support you with your career, about you invested in yourself or your business invested in you. And as you go down, the great thing here is you can start to look to the left-hand side. I'm hoping you still see my screen. You can look at where we do courses and live training. So as Kat said, if you want one of our team to come along and train you face-to-face or in a fast track, or we do lots of modular training. So if you're interested in fraud, for instance, you want us to come and teach you around the wonderful world of fraud and how to avoid that and the challenges that you face, we do training on that. And it's an area that people probably don't know about. The association offers lots of training. It's not just your standard certification and courses. We do a lot of face-to-face. You've just got to ask. So the programs will become more available as Kat starts to publish those. And then in terms of the qualification programs, very standard sort of approach to qualifications. But again, we're doing different, we're slightly sort of changing that format as well. So you've got different ways of doing the qualification programs. So some people like to do them online, some people like to do them face-to-face, and some people actually like to be taught sort of in a fast track environment where they can do it in a sort of at a pace, if you like. So we offer you lots of options and lots of ways to do that. You can check, as I say, if you check the tick box, hopefully, there you go. It gives you further information about the qualifications we do. You click in, let's see if it works. I should have a drum roll on this. There you go. And there's the qualifications, as we say. So what a bargain, $599 plus VAT. What a salesman I am. And it tells you further information, what the qualification is all about. You can download the brochure. You can see previous members and customers who are going through the qualification programs at any one point. And we've got thousands of students at any one time going through these. And then ultimately, what it covers. And this is just a glimpse of what we cover. There's lots and lots of more information. And then it talks a little bit about the assessment process, how many hours of learning you've got. And the assessment process is how you work with Kat and how you do your assessment, your modules, etc. And then at the very end of that, hopefully when you qualify, what you get in terms of certification and all the kudos that comes with that, and will help you and support you in the community so you can then sort of get all that, the benefits of doing so. So there's the qualification program. We've got the best practice, which is the quality program. So we're not going to go into too much detail because we'll get Max on to talk about that, but that's a program which is doing really well. Max has come into the business and he's really doing a great job of supporting our members. We've got lots of new people going through the quality program. I suppose we need to mention that Gemma is the first person who did the CICMQ program and the APAQ program jointly. So she wasn't exactly the first person who went through the quality program with ourselves, but she was definitely the first individual and organization that went through the quality and on both sides. So Gemma, well done on that one. I don't think we've publicly told people about that, but you must be proud of that one.
Absolutely. I didn't have to say that. There's one, I think there's one there, and yeah.
There you see. Yeah, we won't talk about one of them, but yeah, so you can see she's very proudly got a whole lot of certificates behind her. So the bit about the quality program. This is the bit I really want to spend a little bit of time on with our audience, because I know it's early morning. It's the events tab. So for many years, people have asked, when are the events? And it's difficult for us to sort of keep publishing the events. So what we've done this year is we've decided to give you an events calendar. So as you go down, you can clearly see the types of events we have, the types of events we offer, but then the flagship events that we do. So we've got the Conference and Awards, the House of Lords, which is always a great, it's always all of our conferences and etc. are always, full to the brim. But the House of Lords is that pivotal one we do about road mapping with our influence community, and then AP Appreciation Week. So they're the three flagship events we do. But this is where it gets exciting. You now can book your events via the calendar. So you can choose what date, where you're going, what sort of event you're looking for. You can not only see whether you've got a membership benefit, so we have a token system, you can use that via your membership benefit, but you can also then, if you're a non-member and wanted to attend one of our events, you can then purchase a ticket and pop it in your calendar and get the full details. So as you can see, lots and lots of events that are going on throughout the year. And again, it's all scrollable, and you can search by course, event, masterclass, conference, etc. And again, part of Kat's ultimate responsibility is to manage that. So Kat manages all those events. You know, she's got a lot on her plate. But so what's really important for us is so people can look in way in advance now and start to book things like accommodation for our gala dinner awards. Really important that we give people enough time, either to twist their organization bosses' arms and hopefully get a bit of support, or, which a lot of our audience do, self-fund, so we can hopefully, you know, support you and get the best deals we can way in advance. So really proud of the events tab. Please take a look at that. And then lastly, on the new website, there are some extra bits that have been added. So we've got our ACT, which we'll talk about probably next week, Kat, about the ACT solution, which is the industry best practice. And then we've got a resources tab. And this is where we hold all our blogs, our newsletters, anything that we can, wherever possible, to give some free resources to the industry. Because we're clearly also, you know, as the sort of the leading professional body for the payable space, we're trying to educate the masses and trying to engage and bring people in. But obviously we're a commercial organization as well. So we have to balance that with the free resources, but hopefully attract individuals to the membership and give you all the sort of the benefits of joining us. So lots of stuff in there, blogs, lots of stuff about case studies, and then there's member profiles in there as well. So, you know, Juliana's there, and we talk to our members about what they've been up to in their career so far. I don't know who the hell that is. Where did that one pop up from? There's Radford there, pretending, look how small I am. What's going on? I've got to get some of them Heelys, haven't I? I've got to try and increase my height a little bit. But that was me at the Credit Awards, enjoying myself somewhere. But look, it's just full of resource. So jump on the website, have a look at some of the blogs that we've done previously. Again, it sounds like Kat's up to, you know, lots of things. Kat will oversee this area as well with our marketing team. And you can also, as you can see here, you can sign up to our newsletter. We have a newsletter which is published monthly from the association. We also have a newsletter on LinkedIn. So there's free resource always. We're always trying to support and educate. But actually what goes on within our membership community, there's lots and lots of resources we'll talk about in a second. So quick glimpse of the website, really, really proud. Well done to James and Bryony, especially our marketing team. You've done a really great job. And I just wanted to sort of give them a shout out before. There we go, I'll stop sharing now. Okay, let's pop there. So Gemma, as a non-member, I know at one point you'll be a member of ours. You're part of our influence community. What's your thoughts? Do you like the new website?
Absolutely. So a couple of things from me. So I have panicked Kat for the last couple of weeks going, you all sorted for Monday? And she's like, what are you on about Monday? You sorted, you know. She's like, what are you on about? I was like, you've got your masterclass on Monday. She's like, Gemma, that's the wrong month. So the events calendar will absolutely keep me in check when I'm you know, keeping a track of everything that's going on in the AP space. But the membership, you know, going from corporate to individual, and I'm just going to Bagsy, patient zero, first person personal membership here live. For me, it's important. I still want to be part of this professional body. I want to be a member of that. So for me to be able to have that option without having to sign up to a corporate plan is you know, really key for me. So thank you for developing that, if only for me. No, there's loads of us.
Yeah, we've developed that just for Gemma. And let's talk about it. It's a seamless link. I mean, this just sounds like we've rehearsed this. We haven't. But thank you, Gemma. I mean, again, you're absolutely right. I think the events calendar will help people, hopefully, because, you know, when you're in business, obviously what you're trying to avoid is have, like, let's say your competitors know what you're up to. You try to avoid that. But as an association, and we lead the world of payables, let's be honest, we're proud of, but we've really got to support our community. So we've got to tell you in advance. So we are now planning, you know, calendars actually into 2025, believe it or not. So there'll be a 2025 calendar at some point, which will pop up at some point. So get your tickets for next year as well. But that's really important for us, that we get as many people. We help you to try and go to your organizations and get people to invest in yourselves. Again, I'm going to reference the credit community yesterday and last week. it's the same in their worlds. They still have the challenges of understanding the benefits of going to conferences and awards. Sometimes organizations don't see the value. Let's be honest, everything that goes on in our world, transactional finance, is people focused. So if you can't go network and see what's going on and find out what's in best practice, and also celebrate the wonderful world that you live in and sort of work in more times that you're at work than you are at home, well, it's a sad old world if your organizations don't support you. So that's the reason why we need to tell you in advance and get you to these events, get you to come and work with ourselves and hopefully our community. That's the benefit. So let's seamlessly talk about the professional membership level. So Kat, I know you've been working really hard in the background on lots of things. Give us just a taster before it gets officially launched of the type of thing that a professional membership will give individuals, and then we'll tell them about the price and the launch and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah. So yeah, the professional membership is near and dear to my heart because obviously, for those who don't know, when I was in my previous roles, I was very much in that space of, my company would have loved to have supported and got us a corporate or enterprise, but the money just wasn't there. The APA were very kind to me and would help me get to as many events as I could. But this professional membership is really there because the community is so important, and they've got me through a lot. When I got promoted to group head of, yes, it was asking technical questions of the community, but even it was that massive imposter syndrome, and I couldn't have gotten through it without the community and Jamie giving us pep talks as well. When I was like, how do I do 2 months ends at the same time? I'm one person. But also it's really there to kind of get us to see that we are part of a profession, just like our counterparts in other industries. It's something I'm really, really proud of. In terms of professional membership, the huddles, that we're kind of moving to more of a communal discussion group because we're going to have a distinction between the masterclasses and the huddles. So that's on Tuesday, not Monday. Tuesday, Gemma. Don't confuse me. She's gonna message me on Monday and be like, "Why aren't you on the huddle?" And I'm like, "Because it's tomorrow, Gemma." So we have that. Yeah, check the calendar. And then, like we say, we have the master classes, which are a little bit more educational. Sometimes they're delivered by partners. In the absence of partners, it'll be a member of our influencer community, just like Gemma stepped up last time. And also you get access to sort of some training modules, podcasts. And again, it's just to give you a little taste, and that community part is so vital. And like I say, I'm really excited. I can't wait for people to see it.
And yeah, look, and again, I was talking to Sue Chappell about the CICM membership, and they have very focused about individual memberships, and they have them for 900 years. Their institute has grown. It's a chartered institute now, but it started at exactly the same as where our roots were started. Somebody originally said, "I'm going to get these credit professionals together, and I want to, sort of give them a career. I want to give them, education, events, all the good stuff." So it's exactly the same. The individual membership, or we're calling it the professional membership, it's a global membership. So no matter where you are in the world, you can come and join the community. And the most important part for us is that you can then tell the world that you're part of a profession. You become a member of ours, and there's lots of resources available to you. But I promise you, the most important membership benefit is the community. It's being able to reach out to individuals on a one-to-one basis and listen and learn from the challenges that people go through. So yes, absolutely, you get a certificate that you're a member of ours. You can then proudly wear that, show it on your walls, just like Gemma's got behind her. And that obviously explains to the world that you are a professional. You're part of a profession. Whether you're a manager, a team leader, a clerk, or you're starting your career, we welcome anybody and everybody to our membership levels. Now we've got this brand new level coming out, but I promise you, the community is probably sort of the full of everything that we do. Don't sort of undervalue that in terms of what we do. But as Kat said, there is training resources in there. There's masterclasses and podcasts. There's lots and lots of stuff, and it's a developing program. So if you're looking to join us as an individual, we want your feedback as well. We've done a few surveys. I say a few, we've done quite a lot to try and understand what's beneficial to people and individuals. And when we've looked at other institutes, it's clear that the community element's really important, but the recognition is really important as well. You want to belong in. You want to tell people that you are in a profession, you're studying, or your career is moving towards an end goal of what you're trying to achieve. That's what we give you. And let's be honest, in the UK and Ireland, definitely we are the leaders in the payable space. We have the wonderful people like Ellen, who are sort of a great supporter of ours, and we support Ellen. So Ellen Leaf runs the PPN network, which is the procure to pay network. So there's an elements of what Ellen does overlaps to ourselves. And Ellen does a lot to promote ourselves, and vice versa. But in the UK, we are effectively the same as the CICM. And the long-term plan for ourselves is to look at ways that we can continue to champion everybody in the payable space. So I think this is a really big step for us, giving individuals. Let's quickly talk about price cap. It's a bugbear of everybody's, but what we've tried to do as well is we've scoured everybody's the market globally actually, and looked at what the benefit is. And also, because it's sort of a new membership to ourselves as well, we're trying to price this accordingly, that it's affordable to individuals. So it's an investment from yourself, but more importantly, if organizations wouldn't invest this low level, in my opinion, it gives you an opinion on the organization you work for. So it's a membership that starts at, well, I say starts, it's £99. £99 GBP. If you were watching around the world, there will be other currencies and online platforms for you to join us also. It's £99 plus VAT. I think, for the cost of, when people say, oh, it's the cost of a coffee, I don't even know what coffee costs nowadays. That's how bad I am. But for £99 for all of the benefits that you get, I think it's well worth it. Now, in terms of launch date, it's the end of the month. So it's my birthday month. I've got Brad watching here. It's his birthday month.
Birthday month.
Birthday month.
Celebrate the whole month.
Celebrate it. Last year was a big birthday for me.
And my birthday year this year.
There you go. Birthday decade. So it was a big birthday for me last year, and I didn't probably celebrate as much as I could. I was thinking I was overwhelmed turning the age I did. This month, it's launched, so maybe I'll launch on my birthday, which is sort of the end of the month. But we'll give an official date, which will be sent out from our social media and our PR activities. But in terms of what we're trying to achieve with the professional membership is really give everybody access to platforms, give everybody access to community. And yes, you can go and watch things on YouTube and lots of free resource, but it's like everything in life. If you're willing to progress and you want to invest in yourself, then come and join a community of individuals. Free resources are all very good, Googles and Chat GPTs and all this malarkey. But it's only really when you meet people like the wonderful Kat and the wonderful Gemma, you get stories and you get an understanding from the community at large, what really goes on, the challenges you face, and also, what to do about it. And that's the power of that community. So, Gemma, you want to be our first member. I've got people, look, there's people in the chat that are telling us we want to be our first member. We've got people started, they want to be membership number one. We'll have to have a raffle here, I think, Kat. So, Gemma, what do you think? Is it going to be worthwhile as an individual or professional membership?
Oh, without a shadow of a doubt. Without a shadow of a doubt.
There we go. And there you go. Lovely Gillian. It's her birthday as well. There you go. So we'll launch it between ourselves, Gillian. So we'll have a membership launch. Look, we've gone slightly over time. It's me rabbiting on. That's what it is. Thank you so much to both of you for joining us today. Gemma, by the way, I didn't want to embarrass her, but if you jump onto the membership website, Gemma did a wonderful video for us as a case study of why Gemma and her organization joined as members of ours. So if you click halfway down the membership page, there's a lovely video of Gemma doing that. And throughout the website, you'll see members of ours, people that have joined, got some form of benefit, what program they're doing or whatever qualification or membership or quality program, whatever. The reality comes down to come and join us, come in and have a look at that. We've made it now attractive to anybody and everybody. And we really do want people from around the world now to come and join us. You'll see a lot more of myself and our team promoting it globally because the challenges we face in the UK and Ireland is exactly across around the world. And if we're going to make a difference and make this profession just like what the CICM have done around the world, there's only way we want to do that, and that's together as a community. So thank you, Gemma. Thank you, Kat. Thank you for everybody in the world watching around the world. And before we go, here you go. Look, we've even got Paige. There you go. Go, Paige. She sent a lovely note into LinkedIn earlier this. I don't know if you saw this, but Paige was a little bit overwhelmed with all the stuff that was going on, and she did a personal post about what was going on in her life. But she said the community, not just the association, the community have really helped her. So it was lovely to read that earlier this week. So thank you, Paige. Lovely to see you bright and early. There we go. I don't have to check in on her now. Thank you, Gemma. Thank you, Kat. And again, we will see you all again next week. And until then, have a great weekend. See you all.
Bye.